that there's a lot of truth in what.
How many employees?
It ranges between 50 and 75.
Got it.
Right, which is a medium-sized, well, still considered a small business for purposes.
Federal government said small business, $499.
Exactly, but it presents unique challenges in the environment in which we operate. But nevertheless, we still try to give them access, not to just come here and work. We want to motivate for the future, right? And that takes opportunities, and it takes insight, and it takes intentionality, primarily from business owners that want that willingness to build and develop the talent for the future. So don't come in here with the expectation that your career will begin and end as a server, or as a cook, or as a bartender. That you have the opportunity and pathway to come here and see behind the scenes. What does inventory look like? What does operational security look like? What do all of these factors that ultimately lead to the success of the business, what do they look like? And I think that's something that's key, and I think that's something that as a Black community and Black community business owners, that I think we all share that ideal and all embrace that idea and that concept. And I think it's events like this that can actually put us in a better place to leverage that.
I agree with that, and I will say to the organizers, and again, when I got the text right before we came up with the last panel and this panel, and I always am very cognizant of this. You are not going to see 2 all-male panels next year. I just want to say that. Oh, I see everything. Don't think I can see it. Don't think I can see it. I see that. Sam, I want to start with you. When we're talking about creating economic opportunities, we've always seen how politicians utilize their power to do so. We can talk about providing opportunities for businesses coming to the area. Think about Maynard Jackson, his grandfather taught him the 3 B's, the bow, the book, and the buck. And to me, this is an area where if we have Black elected officials, they have to be intentional on specifically creating opportunities for Black-owned businesses to build capacity. And why do I say that? Why did I ask Shamari how many employees? He said 50 to 75. Pre-COVID, we had 2.6 million Black-owned businesses. 2.5 million had 1 employee, doing average revenue of $54,000. And so the day I launched my show, September 4th, 2018, we had 7 people. So we were already in the top percentile of Black-owned businesses from day one. And so the reality is that, unfortunately for us, nearly all of our businesses, they're not just small, they're basically one person. Those are not businesses. Those are sole proprietors. And so talk about being a mayor, but now being in the legislature, that understanding of how are you looking to build capacity for Black business owners in this state?
Being a mayor, you always run into the issue.
Talk a little bit higher, speak a little bit higher.
We always run into the issue of how do you create opportunities for Black businesses? One of the things that we've had to do in the past here, when you build something like the $95 million government complex we have over there, we certainly wanted Black businesses to participate. We had to come up with an innovative way to make that happen. So instead of bidding a $95 million contract, we bidded 26 contracts and broke it up.
Right to it.
26 different contracts and kind of broke it up so people could participate.
So what you did, which was what Maynard Jackson did. Instead of having one large deal, you broke it up so somebody could be on a prime portion. They now had a prime contracting opportunity.
A lot of that came from a visit from Maynard Jackson to Mobile to talk about opportunities in Mobile and talk to me about how he created opportunities in Atlanta. And I think for the most part, most of us, when we come into the arena, we think socially. We don't really think that much economically when you first get started. Then you realize that that's the real goal that we should have. We should be creating jobs, not just looking for jobs. And that's one of the things that I think we all look for throughout our communities, regardless of what city it might be. But the importance of having Black mayors like these gentlemen is that they can use innovation to change some things that have been locked into place and locked us out. for many, many years. And I think that what we have to do is change our thought pattern as it relates to, sure, it's important that we address all of those social issues, but it's real important that we find some way to finance it. And the way we finance it is make sure that we are in a position to create jobs. We're in a position to lift people up who are trying to grow their businesses. And the most important thing, and I was looking at Shamari here because his father and I used to have this conversation, and the conversation was he'd always tell young people, be on time, be prepared, and be there to take advantage of opportunity. His position was, you take advantage of an opportunity if you're not prepared to take advantage. So I think one of the things we need to spend a lot of time on, how do we prepare young black businesses to grow? And I agree with you. When you try to put together, and I don't know if some of the other mayors have done this, we try to do, put together a minority business directory. And when you go through that directory, you usually have more beauticians and barbers than you have anyone else in those directors. And people say, where's your minority business director? And you give them the director and they call you back and say, well, I can't use that. I need a CPA. I need a structural engineer. I need this person or that person. And if that person is not within your area, we have to go to Birmingham and get them. so those are some of the things that have happened in the past here. Now, I think we really have some opportunities to involve people in the economy to a point where they become business owners and not just employees of
Right.
other people.
See, Anthony, the reason I think while I'm talking about this is because when he talks about creativity,